Well, what it do? This is the Black Effect, and I am Super Solican, aka Nico B. Let me go ahead and get into this message. Drinkchamps. Amber Rose and Murder Mook was having a conversation on Drinkchamps. It was one of these conversations, that we speak on in the manosphere. But it's also one of those talks that, that needs to be had, that needs to be spoken in the public, that needs to be spoken about in the public forum. But the thing is Drink Champs is not the place to go to discuss anything intellectual. I can tell you that because Noriega and his constituents, man, are a bunch of drunken idiots. They need to lay off on the liquor, man. I'm gonna tell you the truth. But as far as the conversation, we already saw where this was going. We know Amber Rose's mindset. But this needs to be touched on because the double standard, we need to just go ahead. It's either is exist or we need to kill it. We can't have a dual mindset. Women either want equality or they need to stop talking about that. You understand? We either need to care about women or we don't. Women are human beings. Like they're not just some 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 unclassifiable being. Like men and women are the two species of humans, of Homo sapiens. Men and women are the two versions of Homo sapien. That's it. You only have two. You have men and women. You don't have all that other stuff. That spectrum stuff. That's all for the LGBT, man. That's for the people who into that witchcraft mindset. No one. All the rest of the facts are there's only man and woman. That's it. Now, with that being said, women need men. Men need women to keep this thing spinning. But to keep the world spinning on its axis since it's been spinning since time immemorial. And there is a harmony in the traits of men blending with the traits of women. There's a harmony and a synergy there that when those two get together, that should be like lock and key. Only in this modern day and age can you mess that up. Something that's pretty natural that should be spinning, like I said, like a well-tuned machine. But, all right, so let's get into the points of the conversation. Again, with Noriega and his constituents, man, just learn how to shut up sometime, bro. Noriega he was trying to be quiet, but you could tell, bro, this is a person with a big mouth. This is a person who just he could barely control himself. Like Nori, just quiet, man. You got a wife. Let the niggas talk. Even his other partner, who usually is pretty poised, he touching niggas. Getting this, like, shut up, bro. Let niggas talk. Let Murder Mook get his point out. Let the nigga, you know what I'm saying? He can't even get his point across. And this is how it always is. This is why it's always frustrating to have intellectual conversations where with women present, bro. Because when you got dudes who not real men, like or who maybe not be on the not be don't have game like that or understand how this thing works, they turn into the super simp, and they get this like trying to stop you from doing things, but letting a woman just run amok and say a bunch of stupid stuff. It's the same thing with Amber Rose, man. She said a bunch of dumb things that nobody called out. So, and again, how you gonna say, like, the nigga Murder Mook was basically saying, like, how you gonna say care about women in one instance and then in the same breath, be like, don't worry about what I got going on. Don't worry about me. Worry about your daughter. Worry about your daughter. Well, you know what? And another thing is, okay, well, you can't tell me who to care about. Like, women are human beings. You understand? So just because they a woman out here don't mean that men, like, it don't matter. That men not gonna look at them as some creature like, oh, well, I'm just gonna let her do whatever she wanna do. Just go ahead and just be like, I have no judgment whatsoever. I have no opinion on what's going on whatsoever. This person is just totally in their own world and able to, this person is just totally in their own world and operating outside of our reality. No, it's just not how it works. Human beings are collective organisms. You know, when you say worry about your daughter, Murder Mook is worried about his daughter. You going out here prostituting yourself everywhere, you know, in public and trying to make it seem like it's okay will influence people's daughters, you know, to try to do the same thing. And then you in turn get a whole bunch of foolishness and chaos on the earth. Married women, you know, and women who trying to raise daughters in this society don't want their daughters being prostitutes. You know, being promiscuous women trying to bring babies home that they got to take care of. You understand? That type of time. The same women who were in there talking about they don't want to be called hoes and all that. They be talking about yes, bitch, yes, this, and or they will be offended if somebody called them a hoe. But when you want to do, when you like a guy or something like that, if he want to call you a hoe or something, it's all good. So it's really just all on the dude, you know. So, but nobody's coming up to women in the club just caught like, you know, just harassing them, talking about you hoe, you just a hoe. Like, no, nobody do that. Niggas be there spending money, basically funding these women's lifestyle. You understand? So I don't get where where these women think you threatening niggas with a good time. Like, you know, niggas love them some hoes. But the main thing is don't nobody, they always and forever will hold a certain stigma. Because you have women who are for the streets, and then you have women who are actually wives, who are actually decent women. You know, you have women who are hard-working women, who have integrity, who have a thing called integrity, who will never show their body out there in life because they know the stigma that it holds, and it's gonna forever hold that stigma, Amber. You know, you want to talk, where my ladies at? They don't even want to cheer with you because they know your message is toxic and you hold a dual message. You're not helping women. You really not. You just want to take the stigma off being a slut. No one's buying that, Amber. We're not buying that. And it's not gonna, like, you think you the first who've tried to do this? You're not. History, like, because prostitution is a age old profession. People have been, men and women have been prostituting themselves since the beginning of time. So, you know, this isn't what you're saying. You think they didn't try to go take the stigma off of that, go try to. You've had women who've been in porn who tried to make those, thought they was gonna be Holly Berry, or thought they was gonna go be Marilyn Monroe. You know, they tried to take the stigma off of that. You see women now, Mia Khalifa, all type of women, you know, coming out regretting the things that they've done. Because for one, unbeknownst to women like Amber Rose, who don't have spiritual discernment, who don't have much discernment at all, you know, who don't really even have, and I'm no disrespect, but who doesn't really even have common sense, nor emotional sense. This woman doesn't understand how women aren't men. They operate different. They're wired different. They're the intake vessel. When you taking all of these spirits of different men on, that's not gonna, you can't just keep doing that and not be affected at all. That's going to affect you. That's why in a big way it affects women is it stops their ability to be able to pair bond. You know, and that's a bad thing because those women will never experience true love and loyalty. They won't, because they've stopped that in their life. The things that they did in their lives wasn't to attract that ultimately. That the things that they did in their lives, that wasn't to attract a faithful man and, you know, and a loyal man and things like that. Or, you know, or men that'll look at them in the way that they look at a wife. Those mechanisms have been switched off. I'm just trying to tell you, that's how men operate. And just because you would like it to be another way, that's like me saying, you know, when all women should just accept the man cheating. You know, not all women are going to want to do that. You understand? And I can't make them. I can't force them to accept polygamy and things like that. You understand? Same way you can't force men not to care about women anymore, or you can't force people to not use judgment and things. People judge all the time. That's how it works. And even if a person don't just call you a hoe to your face, like who does that? People don't have to do that, but they can think it, and they would, and I'm pretty sure they do because they're looking at things from an observational standpoint. They're using their judgment and discernment from what they see. That's how people operate. There's nothing else we can do about that. You have to concentrate on the image that you present, man, and the person that you are, the person that you want to present yourself as. Who are you? Who do you want to be? If you present yourself as a promiscuous slut or a promiscuous woman who go out here and, jump from guy to guy to guy, and you could try to call it under the guise of relationships, but you ain't settled down with none of these men. You had kids with them. You ain't settled down with none of them. We gonna like you do it once, okay. You do it twice, all right. Then 3 times, niggas gonna just put the moniker on you and just move on. They don't have time to be dick or docker. And that's just like with the LGBT niggas trying to pick out all these spectrums and names, and I don't have time for all of that. It's not how human beings operate. The world has to continue. The world has to spin. So, but yeah, man, the Drink Champs. The interview, like, I don't like that. I really don't like their interviewing style. Like, bro, you need to you need to lay off all the smoking and drinking, man. That stuff, like, you and your constituents. I know it's called Drink Champs, whatever, but y'all give some of the worst interviews by talking over people, interjecting. Shat it. Just stop. Let the people rock. Brother Mook had it covered, and Loaded Lux was there. He could bag him up. That's enough. But seriously, man, there's no justification there's no point. I mean, it's not a justification. There's no point in that Amber Rose was making. She didn't make any points. Like, she was just talking in protest. You feel me? Like how children talk. You just looking like, well, just mind your business. Mind your business. What are you mind our business? What are you talking about? No one's coming at her saying that, you're not threatening guys with a good time. Niggas just saying, like, they trying to get a turn. That's it. Like, guys like that, they trying to get a turn. They not worried about stopping you from doing it. That's different. You got other, you have the men like who trying to stop you from doing it. You don't listen to them at all. So come on now. But niggas like Murder Mook, they not trying to stop you. You understand? So don't try to act like that's what the case is. Threatening niggas with a good time. Niggas is not trying to stop you. They tossing the dollars and they just want you to go ahead and bust it loose. And they want you to do some strange for some change. That's what gives those guys the ability to be able to get some women. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be able to get women. You understand? So there's not the problem there. The problem is where you want to get rid of the stigma and try to change words and change meanings of things. And you can't stop, because you can't stop men from worrying about women. They got women in their family. They got daughters. They got other things. Just worry about them. Okay. But at the end of the day, they got friends and coworkers they care about too. You cannot tell a man who to care about. Just worry about whatever. Nigga ain't telling you to stop doing what you doing. Nigga ain't telling, person not in your business trying to stop you, prevent you from jumping in niggas' DMs and flying out. So you're hating on women for being pretty. Brother, like sister, like what are you talking about? Again, you trying to, like, that's what men want. You don't want, like, don't hate the men, don't hate the women, hate the consumer. Like, the consumer is us. What do you mean? We're the consumer. So we can judge on and have a opinion on the product that we buy. Even though a nigga might be consuming, getting with 304s. You think a nigga want to eat the box of a woman who didn't just finish smashing the dude, getting the sausage from a dude, unless that dude gay. So dudes gonna worry about it. You better believe that. And that's nothing you could do about it. But these simp niggas and simps are our worst enemy, bro. It's the men. Like, men are the ones who letting these things get out of hand like they've been through they simping. You got niggas like Nori, I know he married, and and the other dude probably married too. Niggas like that, bro. Those dudes be letting, just don't know how to treat don't know how to treat the situation when it come to women. Really, they just got they lucky they got their wife. God bless them. But other than that, they don't really know how to deal with women. And them niggas be getting on their super simp mode. Soon as a nigga start making some points, they cut a nigga off. It's like, man, shut up. Real talk. So with that being said, this is the Black Effect. I'm gone.